Alright. Here we go. You're about to leave character creation. Do you wish to proceed? You can change your appearance later on in the game. Yeah. I want to play already.
Finally. After all this time, my wish has been fulfilled.
As long as we have you, victory is still possible. Consider that a talisman of protection. It may just save your life one day.
Just did.
I cannot allow this travesty to continue. Let us depart.
Mountain Village, Langas State, Sioux Province, AD.
Take this. I'm sure it will prove useful. It's a medicine created from refined chi. With it, you can heal most wounds.
AD 184. 184, sorry. Doesn't really look like me. Kinda looks like, I wanted to say it kinda looks like the Iron Chef guy. The original Iron Chef. The host, the original host.
I don't think we'll be able to pass through this way.
Okay.
Perhaps if we can climb past that watchtower.
Attack. Normal attack square, spirit attack triangle. Normal attacks are fast and can easily increase your spirit. Spirit attacks are slower and deal more spirit damage, which can reduce the enemy's spirit gauge. Furthermore, when you have positive spirit, you can consume the surplus spirit to decrease damage. You will also not falter during attacks and will penetrate the enemy's guard.
Impressive. I knew I was right in trusting you.
Your sword, your turn, Bandicoot. X to jump. Scale. Jump toward the wall, and continue tilting left stick toward the wall. Walk on R3. Switch target with right stick. L1 for party. Deflect. Circle or directional circle right before receiving an enemy attack. Dodge. Double circle or directional double circle quickly. Excuse me. Using circle will allow you to redirect your enemy's attack. Timing this action to meet the enemy attack not only allows you to redirect the attack, it will also lower the enemy's spirit and shrink the lower end of the enemy's spirit gauge. At the same time, it will increase your own spirit. Press double circle to dodge and put some distance between you and your enemy. Let's watch that video real quick. Cool. Scale jump to her arm. Continue tilting out.
If we lower that, it might serve as a platform.
This ninja over here. Sword looks kind of cool.
Underestimating an enemy with high morale is certain to end badly for you.
Your morale rank 0 affects your combat power. Likewise, an enemy with a high morale rank is more dangerous. Red level 0 to 1 to 5. Yellow 1 and red 5. Okay. Strike with triangle.
This was the village elder's residence. This is barbaric. So the yellow turbans won't even stay their swords for the elderly.
Pull on pedal. Character menu, equip menu. Equip 2 types of melee weapon. Got dual swords. R2 up and down to switch weapon melee. Switch melee weapon. I don't want to use it. Does it take up my inventory? 2.4. How do I remember? No? Okay, that's good. Alright, I'm gonna be reading now. So, yeah. You can skip if you want, but I want to read. Just like the descriptions and stuff. Starfall. Ring Pommel Saber. The ring pommel saber is characterized by its straight form and iron ring on the tip of the handle. Soldiers favor it for its sturdiness, and it is also easy to mass produce. In the Han period, the prolonged threat of the northern Xiongnu tribes led to demand for a standardized weapon suited for large-scale cavalry combat. As it happened, a design more revolutionary than that of any other weapon in the world at the time was hit upon, and it helped seal the Han's victory in their 300-year-long conflict with the Xiongnu tribe. The ring pommel saber continued to be popular for generations. It was fine-tuned to perfection in the Tang period, and went on to influence sword designs in several Asian countries. Polearm Podoa, I hope I'm saying that right, or podao. A simple glaive with a podao's blade. A simple glaive with a podao's blade attached to the end of a long pole. Wielding it can be tricky for those without experience.
I hope my family is still alive and well, wherever they are.
A simple glaive with a podao's blade attached to the end of a long pole. Wielding it can be tricky for those without experience, so it is more favored by self-confident fighters. Primarily used as training weapons or for artistic performance, polearm podaos are heavy without offering much durability or lethality. It is a favorite with some warriors who like to cut an impressive figure on the battlefield, but their exploits with it are more down to their skill than the weapon's quality. Bronze dual swords. A set of straight-bladed bronze swords only wielded simultaneously by soldiers confident in their skill. Each sword is shorter than a regular one, but the wielder must nonetheless have excellent coordination to properly swing with the weaker hand. If this can be done, the warrior gains double the offensive output and can overwhelm the adversary with a fierce flurry of strikes. When the conscription system was replaced with a system of professional militias in the later Han period, anyone became able to enlist without discrimination, whether they were a farmer, merchant, or even a convict. In the light of this, it's no surprise that among the Mustis were a handful favored a dual-wielding style. Yellow Turban Soldier Cap. A Han military cap worn by soldiers fighting as Yellow Turban rebels. Soldiers' motivations for joining the rebellion varied. Some were scared by the Yellow Turban's momentum and abandoned their posts, while others were drawn in by Taiping Taoism. As their desperate lives of pillaging and looting went on, they realized that their identity as soldiers had eroded, and they were now no different from bandits. Nameless warrior garb. This cloth garment has been worn bare by a nameless militia soldier. It offers no protection from enemy blades, even less so given in its worn condition. There are specks of blood on it here and there, a testament to the many harsh battles it has been through. Nameless warrior bracers. These simplistic bracers of leather and hemp cord were worn by a nameless militia soldier. Although the protection they offer is minimal, they are at least a good fit and allow for comfortable movement. Nameless warrior footwear. This combination of cloth footwear and greaves with reinforcing leather was worn by a nameless militia soldier. They served their wearer as they charged through storms of arrows and climbed over mounds of dead bodies. Yellow Turban Bandit Garb. This combination of yellow clothing and light leather armor is a protective garment worn by blind followers of Yellow Turbans. Many commoners are left homeless and starving through a combination of natural disasters and a dire political situation, and they took up their farming tools as weapons, stole armor from dead soldiers, and embarked on a rebellion. They were spurred on by the vague doctrine of the Yellow Heaven, and continued to be compelled by the dream of an ideal future even as bloody chaos unfurled around them. Dragon's Cure Pot. Restores HP when used. Can be used multiple times, and will not be lost when depleted. Resting by a battle flag will replenish it to full capacity. This pot was owned by a village boy in Zhu province, who had been attacked by the Yellow Turbans. His ancestors had once given aid to an impoverished warlock, Zhu Fu. Later, when Zhu Fu had risen in society with the support of the first Emperor of Qin, he remembered this kindness and sent them this sacred treasure. Heatproof ice. Heatproof ice is gathered from the unmelting ice found on the peak of Kunlun Mountain. Dispels born status and accumulation when used. Also increases flame resistance for a certain period. Allow its cold aura to pass through your chi pathways and you will be impervious to fire for a short duration. Genuine chi flake. This is a small flake from a clump of solidified genuine chi. It dissolves into thin air once it reacts with the user's chi. Grants 100 genuine chi when used. It is unknown how clumps of genuine chi form. One theory is that only a divine beast with a special elixir field can create them. I already read that one. Yeah, it's other stuff. Titles, the meeting thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. What was that one tutorial about Fatal? Okay, Fatal Strike. Fatal Strike triangle near defenseless enemy. A Fatal Strike can be performed against an enemy who's in spirit disruption and defenseless, or is unaware of you. This deals great damage to the enemy and lowers their morale rank, while allowing you to gain morale points. When you have positive spirit, surplus spirit will be consumed to increase damage. The color of the lock-on marker will change to indicate if you are at proper distance to perform a Fatal Strike. Spirit. Spirit is a crucial factor in battle. It increases when you attack an enemy or perform a successful deflection. Spirit allows you to dodge, deflect, perform martial arts, and cast wizardry spells. When your spirit is positive, it will be consumed to increase the power of your attacks. Spirit decreases when you use it to perform certain actions or are attacked by enemies. When your spirit hits the lower limit from receiving an enemy attack, you will not be able to maintain your stance and become defenseless to any attacks for a short duration. If your spirit stays unchanged for a while, it will return to the default status of less than or equal to 0. Is that what that symbol means? Or plus negative 0? I don't know that symbol. This means the negative spirit will start to increase and the positive one will start to decrease. I haven't gone to college since forever. I haven't even been on the college campus. At least I passed high school. So yeah. Character directory. Blindfolded boy. The blindfolded boy is a young man whose true identity is unknown. He currently resides in a small mountain village located in Langya Commandery, Zhu province. He turned up at the village after fleeing the fires of war that devastated his home. Although he has no family to rely on, he is on good terms with the villagers and manages to live a simple life despite the world remaining rife with conflict. He has a calm demeanor and keen intellect beyond his young years, meaning he isn't easily fazed. He is not fond of violence, but will take up arms to protect himself. Zheng Zhao, hailing from the Zhulu Commandery, is one of the leaders of the Yellow Turbans, as well as an originator in Taiping Taoism. At the end of the later Han period, amid the neutering of the imperial court due to political conflict between corrupt bureaucrats, floods, earthquakes, and rebellion were rampant. And because powerful families took over much of the land, farmers lost their land and famine took hold. During this, Zheng Zhao, who had received elixir from the black-clad Taoist, took on the title of Great Sage Mentor, and began gathering adherents as he forced others to repent for their sins, and aided those who suffered from disease. Eventually his followers numbered in the hundreds, of thousands, and he took on the title of the General of Heaven. He bade his followers in all provinces to rise up, greatly disturbing the order and rulership of the imperial court. Zhang Bao. Zhang Bao, hailing from Zhulu Commandery, is one of the leaders of the Yellow Turbans. At the end of the later Han period, amid the neutering of the imperial court due to political conflict between corrupt bureaucrats, floods, earthquakes, and rebellion were rampant, and because powerful families took over much of the land, farmers lost their land, and famine took hold. During this, Zhang Bao, along with his brothers Zhang Zhao and Zhang Liang, Zhang Ling received elixir from a black-clad Taoist atop the mountain. With their newfound power, the three started a rebellion to unseat the corrupt House of Han and take power for themselves to realize their Yellow Heaven. Zhang Bao took on the title of General of Earth and tormented the imperial army using his fearsome sorcery. Zhang Ling, hailing from Zhulu Commandery, is one of the leaders of the Yellow Turbans. At the end of the later Han period, amid the neutering of the imperial court due to political conflict between corrupt bureaucrats, floods, earthquakes, and rebellion rampant, and because powerful families took over much of the land, farmers lost their land, and famine took hold. During this, Zhang Ling, also with his brothers Zheng Zhao and Zheng Bao, I hope I'm saying these names right, received elixir from a black-clad Taoist atop the mountain. With their newfound power, the three started a rebellion to unseat the corrupt House of Han and take power for themselves to realize their Yellow Heaven. Zhang Liang took on the title of General Man, and in absence of Zhang Zhao, led the Yellow Turbans as they repelled the imperial army. Alright. Anything else? There's an encyclopedia. Oh boy, that's a lot. Records of the Three Kingdoms. The Records of the Three Kingdoms is a historical work set in China from 180 to 280 AD. It covers the struggle for supremacy between the three states of Kaoli, Sunwu, and Shu Han. The work begins in the final years of the later Han Empire, and then recounts the rise and fall of each of the states. It was compiled by Shen Xiao, an official of Western Jin. The dynasty that formed after the Three Kingdoms period ended with China's unification. The records are split into three books: the records of Wei, Wu, and Shu. And these are further divided into volumes that cover individuals' achievements. The work later inspired the widely beloved Romance of the Three Kingdoms, a work that blends an historical account with fictional elements from folk stories. Elixir. Consuming this mystical drug brings about an exponential increase in the body's qi, granting a strength that exceeds normal human limits. The highly coveted recipe requires human qi in order to refine, and is known to only a handful of warlocks of the Eternal Way. To the common people, elixir is the stuff of fairy tales. Only a handful of elites have ever attained it. Its effects are diverse and range from raising the morale of an army to healing wounds. However, misuse releases an overwhelming amount of demonic qi that transforms people into demons. Legends tell of several kings in ancient times, including the first emperor Qin, meeting tragic ends after being overcome by Elixir's demonic qi. Genuine qi. This is the yang energy within qi. It is the counterpart of demonic qi, and is thought to be beneficial to living beings. Its awesome energy manifests as an orange light as it flows from the elixir field below the navel out to the qi pathways extending throughout the body. Wielders of genuine qi must have either trained in the eternal way or obtained the favor of a divine beast. It is claimed that all of the great figures who left a mark on history were imbued with genuine qi. The original creators of Elixir had only intended to provide an artificial source of genuine qi, but the power lust of those who sought it led to it becoming the source of demonic qi instead. Yin-Yang and the Five Phases. Initially developed in ancient China, Yin-Yang and the Five Phases are the concepts at the heart of the system of philosophy. In the Warring States period, Zhao Yan of Qi founded the school of naturalists that brought together the Yin-Yang and Five Phases theories that had until then been separate. He posited two types of interactions between the five elements, earth, wood, metal, fire, and water, that make up all things: generative yang and destructive yin. Alongside this, he expounded the five virtues transmutation theory that draws a correspondence between the cycle of the five elements and the changing of dynasties. This cycle began with the Yellow Emperor of the Earth virtue, and was utilized by imperial dynasties up until the reign of Wang Mang of Jin. The wood phase, one of the elements in the Yin-Yang Five Phases theory. The wood phase is symbolized by a full-leaved, mature tree. It has a generative link to the fire phase, as the burning of vegetation produces fire, and a destructive link to the earth phase, as plants' roots suck nutrients from soil. It is represented by the color blue and associated with Qinglong, which guards the east. 2 of the 8 trigrams, Baguia, Bagua, correspond to the wood phase. Their meanings are shake and ground. These are visualized as ringing thunder and whistling wind, respectively. It is because of this that the Five Phases theory assigns thunder and wind to the wood phase. Excuse me. The fire phase, one of the elements in the Yin-Yang Five Phases theory. The fire phase is symbolized by an energetic blaze. It has a generative link to the earth phase, as the burnt-out fire produces ash, and a destructive link to the metal phase, as metals melt under extreme heat. It is represented by the color red and associated with Shaku, which guards the south. 1 of the 8 trigrams, Bagu, corresponds to the fire phase. Its meaning is radiance. It is visualized as 2 intertwining flames. The water phase, one of the elements in the Yin-Yang Five Phases theory. The water phase is symbolized by clear flowing water. It has a generative link to the wood phase, as water nourishes plants, and a destructive link to the fire phase, as water extinguishes fire. It is represented by the color black and associated with Zhaohan Wu, which guards the north. 1 of the 8 trigrams, Bagao, corresponds to the water phase. Its meaning is gorge, and is visualized as a natural source of water. This trigram also signifies ongoing hardship and is counted among the 4 least auspicious trigrams. The metal phase, one of the elements in the yin-yang 5-phases theory, and the metal phase is symbolized by an ore or a metallic substance. It has a generative link to the water phase, as water forms on metal through condensation, and a destructive link to the wood phase, as a sharp implement like an axe slices through wood. It is represented by the color white and associated with Baihu, which guards the west. 2 of the 8 trigrams, Bagao, correspond to the metal phase. Their meanings are force and reflection, and they signify heaven in open marshland, or emotions of joy. The earth phase, one of the elements in the yin-yang 5-phases theory. The earth phase is symbolized by plant's bud emerging from the soil. It has generative link to the metal phase, as ores are mined underground, and a destructive link to the water phase, as earth halts water's flow. It is represented by the color yellow and associated with Qilin, which guards the central region. 2 of the 8 trigrams, Bagao, correspond to the earth phase. Their meaning are bound and field, and they signify mountainous regions, or a heart without desire, and the vast earth beneath one's feet. Crushing defeat is a Chinese idiom referring to the state of being totally defeated. First appearing in annals of Gaozhou in the records of the Grand Historian. It consists of referring to defeat in a battle, and which indicates the soldiers of Syria being splattered in the dirt. It originated from a remark made by Liu Bing about after he was picked to become country magistrate of Pei, or Pia? Upon the death of the first emperor of Qin. He said that a terrible defeat would result from appointing the wrong person as leader, and only took the post after friends convinced him against his will. He then went on to overcome all of the lands or the lords and become the founder of the former Han Empire. Emperor Gaozu. Revenge accomplished is a Chinese idiom that refers to regaining honor by taking vengeance. First appearing in Hunanzi? First appearing in Huanyanzi? Oh, fucking hell. Huanzi. Hunanzi's compendious essay. Hunanzi's compendious essay originates from the spring and autumn period in China, when King Gaojin of Wu swore to his retainers Fan Li and Wen Zhang to rebuild the country after losing the war with Yu. This principle was also invoked by Cao Cao in Romance of the Three Kingdoms when he invaded Zhou province in 193 AD. His father, who had resided there, had been horrifically murdered, and Cao Cao believed the province inspector, Tao Qian? Province Inspector Chao Qian was to blame. As vengeance, His troops slaughtered both man and beast indiscriminately until the Sishu River was dammed up with their corpses. The fall of the House of Han, 176. The later Han Empire had a stable beginning with the reigns of the founder, Emperor Guangwu, and his 3 successors. For some time after, each emperor died young, and while a child was on the throne, real power was in the hands of the 2 competing factions of officials and eunuchs. In the twilight years of the Han Empire, the officials hatched a plan to oust the eunuchs, but it came to light, and they themselves were purged in what became known as the disasters of the Parisian prohibitions. The eunuchs thus gained far-reaching and nigh on unimpossible authority, with Zhang Rang on the 10 eunuchs in particular wielding enormous influence. They were known to overlook the misdeeds of their family members and flatteries while forcing unreasonable burdens upon everyone else. The people seethed with hatred for them, and trust in the House of Han eventually collapsed. The Yellow Turban Rebellion, 184. In the final years of the later Han Empire, a series of natural disasters inflicted misery on millions, and with the political situation aggravating matters, more and more bandits began to emerge. Amidst this, one man claimed that the House of Han had lost the mandate of heaven and sought to hasten its fall. This was the religious leader Zheng Zhao, the founder of the Taiping Taoism. He gathered believers through preaching, before using a elixir provided by a mysterious Taoist to convert them into an army of demonic soldiers. The uprising that ensued was called the Yellow Turban Rebellion, from the color of the garment the believers wore. It was a peasants' revolt on an unprecedented scale, and the first religious conflict in Chinese history. Okay, how much did I waste? Okay. Let's continue. Enemy critical blow. Deflects circle or directional circle against enemy's critical blow. An enemy will wind up to perform a critical blow which cannot be blocked with guard. Taking damage from a critical blow will lower your morale rank by 1. If you redirect an enemy's critical blow, the power of the deflect increases, and you can significantly break the enemy's stance or cover your negative spirit.
The Yellow Turbans were mostly peasants who suffered from political corruption and natural disasters. Yet, they have deteriorated into mere bandits that prey on others who are also weak. Whatever could have changed them to this extent, I wonder?
Another same thing, right? This one new. Okay. Oh, that's different. Just like Pierce. After resting out of Alpha, your HP and uses of Dragon Gear will probably be restored. You can also access a variety of game functions. By raising a battle flag, you can raise your fortitude rank. Your morale rank drops when you are killed, but it will not go below the fortitude rank. This is Yellow Turban Bandits, Part 1. Cool. So let me read this one really quick. Yellow Turban Bandits Note Part 1. Tablet found in a small shrine in a mountain village. It appears to have been written by a Yellow Turban Bandit. The later half is missing. The azure heaven is dead. The yellow heaven must rise. In the year of the wood rat, let there be prosperity for all. The great sage mentor enlightens us all. To usher in the yellow heaven, sacrifices must be offered. As many as we can. As many as we can. Okay. Oh, there's a pebble. Deals minor damage to your opponent when thrown. As long as it's small enough to throw, any type of stone would suffice. Even pieces of broken.
The world is on the precipice of drastic change. I can feel it.
How do I use the pebble? Where's that pebble? Deals minor damage to your opponent when thrown. As long as it's small enough to throw, any type of stone would suffice. Even pieces of broken tiles can be used, so it is easy to stock. Anything else? No? Oh wait, I did pick up a new genuine chi fragment. This is a fragment from a clump of solidified genuine chi. It dissolves into thin air once it reacts with the user's chi. Grants 300 genuine chi when used. It is unknown how clumps of genuine chi form. One theory is that only a divine beast with a special elixir field can create them. So I have 300 in here, and then up to 600. Oh, I can customize the flag? Look at my deliveries. Receive add-on items or rewards from ally warriors. You receive the following items: Crouching Dragon Helmet. Cool. You receive the following items: Bahu Helmet, Bahu Armor, Bahu Gauntlets, Bahu Greaves. You have received the following items: Qilong Helmet, Qilong Armor, Qilong Helmet, Gauntlets, Qilong Greaves. You have received the following items: Crown of Zhurong. You received the following items: Crown of Gonggong. Awesome. Let's check out these ones. Crouching Dragon Helmet. A helm of legend that bears the design of the dragon across its front. The genuine chi of the dragon's beard constantly lets off a divine light. This mysterious helmet is made from the hide and feathers of the divine beast, Yinglong. Yinglong is a dragon that bears 2 wings of the rainbow-colored feathers. It is a divine messenger of the ancient Yellow Emperor, and is regarded as a true dragon of higher stature than other divine beasts. This helmet is the embodiment of Yinglong's emergence into the world after lying in wait, lamenting the state of the chaotic world, and it grants courage and hope to the wearer. Oh, that's badass. Ooh, 20 on each. When you choose to upgrade equipment with this effect of the blacksmith, you will be able to upgrade it to the highest level of any currently held equipment without spending coppers or materials. Dragon Cure. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let me just say really quick. Bahu Helmet, a legendary helmet modeled in the likeness of the divine beast Bahu. Since the Han period, the tiger has been considered a king of all beasts that preyed on demons. The strongest among them, Bahu, is said to have lived for hundreds of years. Just the mere stare from this deadly beast can freeze a demon in its tracks. Spirit damage not in perfect condition. Metal fade, spill duration. Betas. Toxic. Not bad. I'll see how it goes. Feels kind of samurai-ish. I can see the tiger thing. Not bad. Keylong helmet. Oh, wow. A legendary helmet modeled in the likeness of the divine beast Keylong. This helm stands out in the battlefield with its dragon design and bold green adornments, taking inspiration from the beauty of the dragon's green mane and scales. This too has an almost divine aura. It is said that the source of Keylong's coloring is the boundless azure sky in which it once dwelt. Restore HP. What does that mean? Increase HP. Let's see. Let's have that. Not bad. That's pretty cool. Crown of Zhurong. Legendary headwear made from the hair fallen from the head of the god of fire, Zhurong. The flame-wielding Zhurong is believed to be a descendant of the Yan Emperor, or Flame Emperor. In ancient times, Gongon rebelled against the mother goddess, Nuwa, and Zhurong vanquished him, but was unable to stop him from destroying one of the pillars holding up heaven. This led to heaven tilting northwest, and all rivers beginning to flow southeast. Nuwa repaired the damage and restored harmony on earth, and Zhurong went to stand guard over the southern region, along with Yangtze River? Yangtze River? I hope I'm saying that right. Not bad. Not bad. Crown of Gongon. Legendary headwear made from hair fallen from the head of the god of the waters, Gongon. The flood-bringing Gongon is believed to be a descendant of the Yan Emperor, or Flame Emperor. In ancient times, Gongon was vanquished by Zhurong after he rebelled against the mother goddess Nuwa, but nonetheless managed to destroy one of the pillars holding up heaven. This led to heaven tilting northwest, and all rivers beginning to flow southeast. Nuwa repaired the damage and restored harmony on earth, and Gongon was then banished to Yu province, where his descendants became the northern barbarians. Ooh, I like the look of that one. Yeah, I like the look of both of them. That one looks cool. Chill on fatal strike damage. not so strong as the other is. I feel like the dragon one's probably the best. I wish I could have gotten the other one. The bird looking one. But that's the only ones I could get, so yeah. It would make sense to use this one right now because of the Dragon Cure pot and all that. Using one of these sounds cool too. Especially that Fatal Strike damage. Spirit Prepare upon Fatal Strike. Gives you Spirit Gain from attacking. Power Gain. Applies Power Gain to user upon a successful martial arts hit. Increases attack damage dealt to enemies. Maybe I'll use this one. Affects Wit's Virtue, affects HP and the amount of spirit lost when attacked. Fire Virtue affects the amount of spirit gained when attacking and the amount of spirit consumed by martial arts. Earth Virtue affects the equipment weight limit and the amount of spirit gained when deflecting an attack. Metal Virtue affects the duration that a high level of spirit can be maintained for, and the spirit consumed by wizardry spells. Affects the duration of high level of spirit can be maintained for. Duration. How easily enemies can attack you. The amount of spirit gained upon deflecting an attack. Affects the amount of spirit needed for martial arts. Affects the amount of spirit needed for deflecting attacks. The lower this is, the number where you're moving. Water Virtue affects how easily enemies can detect you and the amount of spirit consumed until you fall. Okay. And I'm already nearing the 55 mark, so we'll stop here.